1 point, guys, just 1 point separates Barcelona from Atletico Madrid at the top of the table. In a season which started with turmoil, disorganization, and a third coach in 6 months, we found ourselves 12 points behind Atleti by early December, and so many were quick to write off Barcelona, saying that we would even struggle to make the top 4. But here we are with 9 games left to play, and we're just 1 point off of first place. Hello everyone, and welcome to Blaugrana Everything, and welcome back to the channel and a match review as we look at how FC Barcelona registered a hard-fought victory against Real Valladolid last night to put them in touching distance of top spot in La Liga. So in this video, I'll take you through how the teams lined up, then I'll talk about Barcelona's performance on the night, and I will discuss negatives and positives from the game, as well as pick my man of the match. Quick reminder to hit like and subscribe if you're enjoying this video so you can stay up to date with all the coverage of all things Barcelona on this channel. So, the victory for Barcelona came courtesy of a late strike by Ousmane Dembele. Just as I had predicted, it turned out to be a hard-fought win for Barcelona. The result puts Blaugrana back in second place in the league standings, just 1 point behind Atletico Madrid, who still sit in first place. Let's go ahead and look at how the team set up. Barcelona set up as we expected with a 3-4-2-1 with Marc-Andre ter Stegen in goals, a back three of Lenglet, De Jong and Mingueza, with Alba and Dest in the fullback areas, Busquets and Pedri with the two-man midfield, with Messi, Griezmann and Dembele up front. Fun fact, Real Valladolid are actually the team against which Koeman first used this 3-4-2-1 system that was way back in round 16 of La Liga. Sergio Gonzalez's Valladolid set up with a 3-5-2 as he sought to come up with a way to counter one of Koeman's new staple formation, and the following was his starting 11. In goes Jordi Masip, a back three of Sanchez, Gonzalez and Olasa, with Janko and Martinez in the fullback areas, the midfield three of Alcaraz, Plano and Mesa, and up front he had Codro and Guardiola. Let's now briefly look at how Barcelona performed in this game. In my match preview, I mentioned the fact that teams like Barcelona often struggle to get going when returning from an internationals break, and that is probably the best way that we could have summed up the events of the first half and the second half, as Barcelona seemed to lack a sharpness to their play in the final third, the kind of sharpness that was on display 2 weeks ago in San Sebastian. Valladolid seemed to pick up on this, and it gave them confidence, as up until the final 5 or so minutes of the first half, Valladolid had the better chances, even rattling ter Stegen's crossbar with a header from Codro, who started in the stead of Weissman. Barcelona's best chance came from a Pedri drive that was turned onto the post by Jordi Masip. He was once again putting in the best performance against the old teammates. A rather tame first half then came to an end with the score at 0-0. The second half started in the same vein as the first, as Valladolid progressively sat deeper and deeper as they looked to keep out Barcelona and perhaps earn a hard-fought point against probably the most informed team in the league. Well, I say probably when in actual fact Barcelona are now undefeated in 19 league fixtures. Central to Valladolid's efforts to keep out Barcelona was shotstopper Jordi Masip. The ex-La Masia and Barcelona keeper made save after save time and time again. In fact, there was one particular save he made from Ousmane Dembele after the Frenchman had been played in by Messi, which was absolutely top shelf. The rebound from his save then fell to Griezmann, whose angled header, by some miracle, skewed just wide of the post. Now, I have to admit that when I saw that rebounded effort somewhat not go in, I mentally started checking out, and I was preparing myself for what I thought was going to be a goalless draw. But like we have seen quite a few times from the team in this year of 2021, there is a belief and a desire to keep things going in these players, and after being rejuvenated by the introductions of Riqui Puig, Ilaix Moriba and Trincao, as well as Ronald Araujo, the breakthrough soon came. Frenkie de Jong found himself in space out wide, with Ronald Araujo begging for the ball. De Jong duly delivered a cross to him, from which the Uruguayan towered above his marker but only managed to get a slight touch on the ball. That slight touch though was enough to direct the ball into the path of Dembele, who then in a fraction of a second steadied himself and volleyed a first-time shot past Jordi Masip. 1-0 after 90 minutes, and that was ultimately how the match would end. So we can now move on to talk about my negatives and positives. A lot of the things I wanted to point out as negatives, they felt kind of like consequences of all the football that some of the players played for their national teams. Pedri, De Jong, Dest, Busquets and Alba all played a lot of minutes on the international break, and they are the players whom I felt fell prey to quite a bit of sloppy play. So owing to that, I'm not going to focus much on this. I will instead move on to talk about positives, which are the following. First one, no bookings for Messi or De Jong. When I saw the names of both Messi and De Jong on the starting 11, I was quite a bit nervous, as both were a yellow card away from being suspended for the match at the Alfredo Di Stefano this Saturday against Real Madrid. So the fact that they pulled through the 90 minutes and neither one of them was booked, that was a definite plus. My next positive was the grit and determination once again from the team, as they were able to keep going until late on in the game to score that very elusive goal that the team so desperately needed in order to get the 3 points and move to within a point of league leaders Atletico Madrid. There was a lot of never say die attitude and just generally no hanging of their heads by their players, who kept trying no matter how much things did not work out. No player summed up that mentality as much as my man of the match, Ousmane Dembele. Now, there's a section of the Coolerverse that always seems to take quickly to bashing players on social media platforms. A particular favorite target for those Barca fans right now seems to be Ousmane Dembele. Criticism leveled at the young Frenchman always stems from whatever he might not have particularly done well in a match, or how he just sometimes loses a bit of concentration. Last night was one of the best displays by Dembele in that advanced forward role Koeman is deploying him in with all those duties he has. For a better understanding of those duties, check out this video where I touch on the topic. But to the detractors of the guy, the Barca fans in particular, I will leave you with some of the words that our president Joan Laporta said of Ousmane Dembele. That was back in 2020 when he was asked what his thoughts were on Dembele. And as you read that, here is a fun fact. Only Lionel Messi and Luis Suarez have scored more goals than Dembele for Barcelona since his transfer to Barcelona in 2017. And last night, Dembele reached 100 goals and assists for his career in 212 games. And guess what? He did it quicker than a certain GOAT. So for goodness sake, can we just let the young man play football? That just about does it with my match review. What are your thoughts on the game? Who do you think were the game changers? Thank you for tuning in, and do not forget to like and subscribe to Blaugrana Everything for more content. I'll see you soon as we begin to prepare for El Clasico. Have a great day and Forza Barca.